Hello and welcome to Herman Manyora's channel. If you're joining us for the first time, my name is Jadel Kabiro, here obviously with the one and only Herman Manyora. Sir, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. Thanking God for the good health and life.
I was watching your interview with Business Glide Man, the businessman.
Yes.
And I felt like you guys have a lot to say. What would you tell people who haven't yet joined those conversations on the economy?
People are missing things. We need to talk about it. Our economy is on the table now. I'm happy about 2022 now. People are talking about the economy.
Everyone.
Yes, that's the way to go. Because we must ensure people have a shilling in the pocket.
Okay.
And we must flag out conmen the way Richard was trying to flag out some conmen who are conning Kenyans through land buying schemes and housing investment, and they're all conmen. Should flag them out.
Okay, if you haven't watched that video, go ahead and do that. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do that. Click the notification bell so that once a video is out, you become the first one to view it. Today's conversation comes from you. Puta Munya said, Prof, I'm a bit worried with the youth who aren't turning up to register for voter registration. Kindly do discuss about that in your next video. Prof, the chairman was anticipating, Wafula Chebukati, anticipating 1.5 million registrations in the first week. We got 200,000, a little bit above 200,000 in the first week. Why aren't people not registering to vote for next year's election?
Basically, the 6 to 7 million they are targeting is young people who have not registered. People who got IDs, who have turned 18. And there is a challenge with this demography. These are people who don't even understand what you are talking about. Politics doesn't mean much to them. And it's not just them. Even the other registered voters, when it comes to turnout, you'll see it will be a little lower than we would expect. And we are now paying for the sins of our past. Like when elections are rigged, people get to the feeling, so what is the point? Why vote and then the election will be stolen? So we are paying for what we have done in the past. As far as young people are concerned, I think there's a general feeling that the politicians on the scene, being people who have been there for a while, and most of them really aged, are not in sync with the aspirations of the young people.
People born between 99 and I think 2004, they do not understand why they are voting for this.
And it's not a Kenyan problem. This is a global problem. Whenever there are generational issues, when the millennials came, the boomers and whatever, they always come with their own challenges, and we must understand. So what drives a young person today? We must know it. It's not about voting for Ruto or Raila. No. What drives them? What are their fears and hopes and aspirations and dreams? We must understand them. And we must capture these in our communication. To open a polling station somewhere and expect every young man will rush there and register is to be foolish.
Is that why politicians like the former Prime Minister have gone ahead to speak in Sheng, Radana Rao?
It may not be enough. They have to crack. They are not cracking. You see, this is a generational issue. You have to crack it open. If you don't crack it, if you look at new problems and try to throw all the solutions at new problems, you're not being innovative.
What would you say? Would you say the chairman, Wafula Chebukati, is right saying that national IDs are not being given to the youth? There is a lot of insecurity in different parts of the country.
Those are just excuses. Today, if you leave this show and go to any registration center, the DO's place, or they are called ACCs, Assistant County Commissioners, where their registration or where the registration of IDs is taking place, you will find heaps and heaps of IDs, any, walk to any, in this country. I've gone to like 5, 6, 10, across 3, 4 different counties. I went to my place, I was shocked.
People applied, but they didn't go for that.
They don't pick them. They're just there, lying there. And you see, government cannot even be, creative to ask the assistant, the registration people to link up with the chiefs, and the chiefs to link up with the assistant chiefs, and the assistant chiefs to link up with the Nyumba Kumi. Because your ID indicates where you come from.
Yeah.
To go and look for these people and give them, and use that opportunity also to tell them register. So we are not thinking. Back to my pet topic. The problem with this country, we are afraid of thinking. That is what will finish us. We are afraid of thinking.
The Diaspora Times e-print paper is a sure way to reach the diaspora. You can advertise and interact with those in the diaspora. We partner with major real estate companies like Optivan, Certified Homes, and the giant Centum Real Estate Company. Get ahead with the Diaspora News. You can read the Diaspora Times every single Friday. For more information, call us on +1404 966 8550.
Do you think the IEBC has done enough in terms of sensitization so that people can go
IEBC
out
has done nothing
and register? And would you
They're only complaining about money.
would you attribute that to the budget that they want?
No, they're always looking about money. You don't even need money to register people. You don't need even a shilling. Look, today we have millions of college-educated people, Americans call them, those who have gone to university and colleges, who don't have jobs. They all have certificates. Let me ask you, Jad. That is Mudo, that is Simon, the viewer is not seeing. That is Bilal. That one is Richard, and these are my young people I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If all of you have some level of education, the same, you have a degree, in the same field, you left almost the same time, there is only one job, and you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do you think is going to be used apart from tribalism? And we are getting out of that nepotism. Let's say that's not applying. Because many people are going professional in hiring. So they get companies to hire. So that you don't have to favor somebody that come from your area. So now, this professional company hiring, how will they take Jadil as opposed to Mudo?
Probably my curriculum vitae.
No, you are almost the same. You have just left college. And that's why I'm saying we are not being creative, innovative, and able to think. Young people should be encouraged to do volunteer work. So that all of you here are going for the same job. You have the same qualification. You've been out the same period, but you have volunteered somewhere. You should be the one to get the job. So today, if IEBC and the government and IEBC involve university students, college students, tell them, look here, this is a country that doesn't have money. We need to register voters. Can you volunteer your service? You will have more than you need. Because they know, these are not foolish people. You people, you know very well, this will help you get a job tomorrow.
And that's actually how I see it in the US. People coming out to volunteer in
and that's how you build your career. That's how you build your CV. That's how you get a job tomorrow. So we are just, so Chapukati, when he speaks, I feel like getting him and just, I think doing something to him. Because they just want money, pesa. Why can't they ask university students to volunteer? They will get more than they need. Free. They will not even ask for lunch. They will be there.
Has this role been taken now to the presidential aspirants that they are the ones going
They will
out
not
and
even
telling
manage.
people
They are running
to register?
dancing on the stages. It doesn't touch the young people. Dancing on the stage. And talking about bottom up, talking about Wilbur. It doesn't. That will incite just a few people you see around with borders. But the really young boy who should register is not affected.
How then should IEBC now do things? If
They
you were to
must,
advise them now moving
what
forward?
IEBC and by extension government should do, should find ways of reaching this young person by coming up with communication strategies that can penetrate that wall. You see that wall surrounding the young man, those young people, those 6-7 million voters, you must reach them by breaking that wall. And that is an issue of communication. So you must look for communication experts. You get it?
Yeah.
It's not just anybody. You know, we know engineers are experts, they can do this and the other, build roads, houses. We know doctors can do this. But we also don't know there are people who are trained and have the training to communicate to a human being in a manner that reaches them for response. So we take those ones for granted.
Okay, this is Judith Okwema, and on the same, she replied to Peter, she said, I suspect many people are neither feeling Rao, nor Ruto, nor Oka, or those guys. Kenyans need better alternative than what's on offer. Kenyans need fresh blood. Is this what Kenyans need? That the rest, everyone that is standing out and saying that they want to become president, the youth, and more so everyone in the country, do not relate with them?
It is not a question of age. No. It is a generational problem. And generational problems, of course, age is there, but it's not the issue. The issue, we have people who have been on the scene for a certain period of time, regardless of their age. A majority will be old people. But there are even young people within that generation team. They have been doing things in a certain way. They have been showing the public, the voter, that give us your votes, And after we get your votes, you can go to hell. Make us members of parliament. The moment we go to parliament, we go and enrich ourselves. You elect a simple young man as an MCA who left college the other day. Within a year, he's driving. The other young men are wondering how. What is this magic?
Yeah.
What is this? So people have seen our politicians get elected to enrich themselves and their families, to get in a position where they can steal, to have the kind of greed we see in our parliament. That is highly inspiring to young people to register. They are not seeing the point in voting. You get it?
Yeah.
So we must change our politics so that we have politics that inspires the citizen to see that actually your future is determined by the person you vote. You get it?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of calibration we need to do.
Can it happen? Can it happen?
Of course,
anytime
of course,
soon?
but sometimes these things take time. But it will happen. I keep saying the problems Kenyans are facing will force Kenyans into being proactive, not relying on the same people who have messed them. But for the young man and the young woman, for the young boy who is 18 and 19, this is your country. You must be aware as a young man that it is your fathers who have messed this country. You must take responsibility. Young people must take charge of this country, because if they surrender, your parents and your grandparents have no use for tomorrow because they are exiting the scene. It is you, a young man, a young woman, who needs this country. It's about your future. So much as there is little to be inspired about from your politicians, take charge of your country. The beginning point might be that vote. Take it. 6 million votes can bring a change. If we say we don't want Raila and we don't want Ruto, those 6 million votes can give us a different person. If we know it's Raila who stands to help us, those 6 million votes directed to Raila Odinga will ensure he becomes president. And if you believe in him that he has a dream for this country, young man, surrendering is not the way out. You turn out, collect your ID card, collect your votes, turn out in August and vote. It could make a difference.
Do you see
And
that?
indeed it will make a
Do you
difference.
see the IEBC reaching the target of 6 billion?
It is difficult, almost impossible.
Almost impossible.
Unless, even if they extend it by another month, they will not. They have to change the strategies. The person they are targeting, the people who went to vote because they saw people dancing on stage in uniform, these are different people. These are people who are not really bothered. And their fears are more than their hopes. The young people are seeing emptiness ahead. They are not seeing hope. So you must begin by creating hope. They must see there's something for them in this country. Then they will go and vote. They will take their cars. But as it were, even if you extend by 3 months, you will not hit that target.
Okay, thank you so much. We've had a conversation on the Independent Electoral and Boundary Commission, what they're doing out there. If you are a young person and you haven't registered to vote, why don't you go ahead and do that within the next couple of weeks? And if you know someone from the IEBC, tell them to watch this video. A lot of insightfulness on it. Until we have these conversations again, my name is Jadel Kabiro, here with Herman Manyora. Have yourself a lovely rest of your day.
Thank you.